And moving on here, the next thing is Final Fantasy. You want to tell us about Final Fantasy, Perry? Because this is a story that you presented us with today.
Final Fantasy is almost done. Done. I'm so fucking annoyed right now. It's not even funny. But Final Fantasy 16 is there's reports that they're almost finished with their product, which is very good because there hasn't been too much news about Final Fantasy 16 coming out or any updates with it. So it's good to hear that the process for that has been coming along great for as far as developers. So, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely. So Final Fantasy 16 is almost complete. So with that, do you think that this is going to be something that gets announced with the actual release date coming into our Summer Games Fest season here?
Could be.
Could be. So is this a game that you want to get, Perry? It's okay. You can be mad at me, but let's not let chat and our beautiful viewers suffer at the hatred that you have for me right now,
bro.
Perry.
There's no hatred. I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm tuned in just to see what it will bring. Hopefully, it's going to be worth it for what it could bring. What was your question again?
No, I'm just. Are you hype? Are you excited? Is this something you're getting at day one?
Yeah, 16 is something I definitely want to get because I enjoy 15 and how it's looking. I can definitely see it being more like how can I say this? More how 15 was as far as the combos and your team setting. So I'm truly excited for what it's going to be and how it's going to be in the storyline they're choosing to run with too.
Yeah, because the last I saw, it looks like they're kind of doing like because I know Final Fantasy 15 was like very modern in a lot of ways. It looks like they're kind of going back towards like the super fantastical, like high fantasy, like medieval age here. Is that right? Because I know for me, I know it's been a while since I watched that first trailer.
Yeah, so they're going. I forgot what storyline they're going with. But yeah, they're going back to that type of aspect. They're gonna have more fantasy beasts there, medieval times. So you're gonna have your castle, knights in armor. And I just can't because I'm not diverse into the Final Fantasy world as I would want to. I don't have that skill set. I haven't played all the Final Fantasies before. So, but
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring with this one because of the combo moves that they have, the flashy beautifulness that he's going to bring. So, yeah, I'm happy for it. I'm excited for it. I mean,
yeah, and I mean same here. I know Final Fantasy. I mean, it's one of those things that I mean, luckily with this being the 16th installment, hopefully coming this year, because as far as I remember, PlayStation. I mean, yeah, PlayStation still needs maybe a second heavy hitter along with God of War to kind of top off this year. But luckily, this is a game that doesn't necessarily need you to play all 16 or really like 20 installments, because there's a couple like spin-off sequels somewhere in there as well. Um,
Yeah.
but I do know like some things are constant. You got your chocobos, your moggles, and then you have your crystals are always like significant in one way or another, whether they are a power source or whether they are some type of mysterious force that like freezes people into a stage of stasis in Final Fantasy 13 for no really good reason. But anyway, so I'm curious to see how they'll kind of wiggle in some of those mainstays into the series, but also excited to see what they'll do to make this particular Final Fantasy stand apart from some of the other ones. Um, do we know anything about the battle system or mechanics in this particular entry just yet, or no?
It's going to be more like 15. It's not going to be turn based
Okay.
from the trailers that we've seen. So there is that. Um, excuse me,
Yeah, I
it's
hope.
disgusting.
Yeah, that was tasty. I hope that with it though, I hope we get something along the lines of like though I know you said it's supposed to be close to 15. I hope it leans more into like the Final Fantasy remake though, because I think that battle system was so good.
Absolutely
Like,
agreed.
yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was really damn good. So hopefully we get something close to it. Lady Gunner, do you have any hopes or wishes for Final Fantasy 16, or is this one that you're probably going to skip?
I'm not gonna skip it, but I'm still taking my time on Final Fantasy 15. Like, I know you don't gotta play the other installments, but hopefully it's online like 15, but like they're more story in depth. 15 is more like quests. It's story in depth, but it's more like
Yeah,
quests and like level. And they just introduced the PvP mode on there, so hopefully
yeah.
16 is more story in depth with online added. So like you're playing your story and you can add your friends and you don't really get lost. But
So wait, when like are you actively or are you like recently started Final Fantasy 15?
I'm like I don't judge me, but I paid my
No,
way to
you're fine.
level 80 for my paladin. Like I skipped like
Oh,
most of the story. So I went
you're
up to
so you're
huh?
playing Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn.
Oh. Yeah, I lied.
Okay, okay,
14.
okay,
I
okay.
haven't played 15 yet then. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
playing
okay.
14. So I like how you can play the Final Fantasy games and not the stories, like the stories that connect, but they actually like kind of like fill you in at the same time. So you
Yeah.
don't feel like you missed anything. So
I
yeah,
should really
so
get into Final Fantasy
hopefully
14.
16 is like 14 and you can play online with your friends, but you also stay in depth in your story. Cause I love the story on Final Fantasy. I kind of had to. I was trying to like play most of it, but I'm trying to also catch up to my friends. So I basically paid for my level, buy and skip the story. So,
Yeah. So,
but I like how you can basically be an online. It's more you kind of get lost because there's so much online quests and extra things you can pick up. And it, like I said, they just introduced a PvP mode. But if they can
hmm.
make 16 like what's the online what's the story mode game that has online?
Actually,
Um
as I was going to say, Final Fantasy 15 is a single player game, but they've actually added in since launch multiplayer components. Like I don't know to what extent those go to, but I think they have like I said customer, but custom character creations and like other things. So I'm
well then yeah, if
curious.
they could do 16 like 15 and more story in depth and you can customize your character, that would really be awesome. I really
Yeah,
right now I'm really like deeply involved in like 14. Like when I'm
yeah,
like nothing else and I'm bored, I'm tired of story mode games and competitive games, I'll go online to 14 and work on my little level 80 character.
yeah. I mean, for me, I'm curious about 14, but I'm afraid of it because most of the people that know that play it, and then got completely consumed and obsessed with that game. So for that reason, I
Yeah.
have to play it because I've got lots of games that I have to play and reviews and kids I got to chase, and yeah, games that I might get hooked on to that level actually scare me. That's probably why I'm a better gamer than your big brother because I have to selectively pick the games I won't get too addicted in. Yeah, but Final Fantasy 15 is, I mean 16, sorry, is on the way. So look out for news. We'll probably get something this Summer Games Fest season. Probably at whatever Sony event is coming up. Since right now we don't know what Sony is doing other than God of War, which has been confirmed to come out this year. Um,
Yeah, major kudos and excitement for that. They better stay on the same story track they left off on. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure they
I
will.
want to see Atreus like halfway grown
Yeah, I'm
boy.
sure. I'm sure we'll probably get because I think he was supposed to be like 12 ish, in this game. I think they did confirm like this game is set like 3 or 4 years after the first one. But so we'll see him somewhere in his angsty teen years, which should be fun. Maybe he'll go from boy to young man, but we don't know until the game comes.
That's too long. He's still gonna
I
call him
know
boy.
that
They
would be
probably gonna have a
weird,
fight.
right?
Stop calling me boy. They have a fight about that because I'd be mad like, Dad, why you keep calling me boy? Like, I'm your
Well,
son, bro.
right. Maybe he'll call him son so that we can see that Kratos has had some off-screen character development in
Yeah,
these last
hopefully.
3 to 4 years. We'll see.
Later, love you guys.